And just like that, we are live once again on a Friday this time. Sorry to be a little energy, but yes, Key and Carrie, I'm Damon,
I'm Troy.
and we are back at it again with yet another video.
Yes.
Happy to be here. Um, trying to get my energy up. But yes, um, this is our review for Chasing Orlando, episode 9 of season 2, uh, the NOLA trip, part 2. Nah, it should have been called the cabin trip, but that's a different
Here you go.
video. But
Here you fucking go.
yes. Before give some, people a chance to kind of come on in. Um, how's life? How's your week been? How's your weekend? What's tea?
The week has been a little stressful.
Hmm.
Um Work has been working. Um it's funny that like people won't promote me, but they keep giving me certain job duties and it's like, well, I wouldn't mind taking on this extra responsibility if you just promote me, but you won't promote me.
Hmm.
So fuck you and your job request. So that's where I'm at with my job right now. I know it's the end of 2025, but that's kind of where I'm at. So this week has
I
just
feel
kind
you.
of been uh and then it kind of got like some other stuff going. So I just need for Monday a
Hmm.
reset
Yeah,
to come. What would be the date for Monday? The 16th,
I believe so. I believe
15th.
so.
I'm sorry, 15th.
15th.
I need
Yeah.
for December 15th,
Um,
8 p.m. to get
Hell,
here,
just
and
make
I
it
will
the
be just
first. Just make it the first.
that part, that part, that
Just
part. Yeah, what's going
2026.
on in your world? What's going over in
Um,
Chicago, baby? What's the weather like? Cause it's cold in Michigan, so I
it's
know you
cold in
right off the
Michigan.
lake. I know
It's
it's cold
cold
as
in
shit over
Michigan
there.
too. And also, I guess they refused to salt the alleyway in the back of my apartment because that's how I
My
get in and out of the
goodness.
apartment. So yesterday, yesterday I was coming home. Don't ask me where I was coming from, but I saw two people walking towards me. And why did one of them slip and fall? Oh, slipping, slipped and bust on their head. I said,
That's
terrible,
not funny.
terrible. And
That's
then
not
when we
funny
walked,
because that's a lawsuit like a mother.
right?
But you know that's why they that's why they ain't throwing them salt in them back alleys, baby. They trying to keep them tricks out of
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. 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 Going from around here with that. But when we walked past each other, he said, "You ain't see that." I said, "I ain't see nothing." And then on my way to work, I slip and fall. And you know what?
My goodness.
I did that little, but you know, you know, I'm
that
gonna just go ahead and
that
fall.
stood a step, baby.
Yes,
My
I'm gonna just go ahead and fall.
goodness.
I'm gonna just go ahead and take that L, cause you know what? I'm not even about to sit here
Ooh
ice
shit.
skating. But yes, it's cold as hell.
Come on, Tanya Harding.
And people still acting like they ain't got no sense. Um,
Listen,
so
it's
yeah,
from the drivers down to the pedestrians. It's just crazy. Like I don't know
yeah.
what it is about snow, but it makes
Hmm.
people. Snow makes people feel like they're invincible for some reason. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah,
a northern thing or if it's just people get like extra macho when they just become reckless as fuck when the snow falls. But yeah, this
right,
snowfall
right.
from last week coming into this week has just been just I just need like you said the first to get here. But
Yes.
um
Um,
shout out to the people before we jump any further, sorry to cut you off man. Shout out to the
hmm.
people who are going to join us on this Good Friday. Shout out to people
Yes.
who are going to watch this on the playback. Like,
Hmm.
comment, subscribe, share. We're still on
Hmm.
our journey to 1,000 followers.
Great.
Um, I'm gonna say that until you whores literally get us to 1,000 followers. I'm just
We
playing.
might have to start
That
bullying
can't
you
be
bitches again.
redacted.
No, I'm just playing.
We might have to. We might have to start kind of bullying you bitches in 2026. No shade. You know it's all love. We love you guys,
Yes,
motherfucker.
yes.
Chasing motherfucker
I
Orlando,
also
baby.
realized I'm speaking of chasing Orlando. I feel like I'm giving a little Max tea right now. Face greasy as hell. It don't look like this in person, but 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 you know
That means you
I got
about to be on
about
your bullshit.
20% less face, so I think I'm okay.
My
I think I'm okay. No shade.
goodness.
I think I'm okay.
You ain't shit.
But yes, um, episode
You
9,
ain't
we're
shit.
gonna give y'all our thoughts to get out y'all way.
Hmm.
But yeah, shout out to the people that are gonna watch this in the playback. Shout out to um just chasing reality, the people on the show, the people behind the scenes, all of that. Um, but yes,
Now,
episode
yeah, I have
nine.
a question for you.
Ooh,
Before you get
what
into
is
your general thoughts. So,
it?
we find out, and spoiler alert, in case the people who haven't watched the current episode, but we find out that next episode, episode 10, is the season finale. I was like, okay,
Yes,
they really just axed it for Atlanta,
yes,
baby.
yes.
I said, I ain't mad at that shit.
You know
I'm not
what?
really mad at that. Come on, Matt
I'm not
TV.
mad at it.
I was like, yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, like damn. I was kind of expecting a traditional like 13 kind of episodes, 12, 13 episodes, and then a reunion. But there was like season finale, and I was like, I ain't mad at that. Just
their ass was like, cut it, cut it, cut the shit right on off. You would have thought they said
love
something
you
about
guys, but
Beyonce the way they cut this shit.
listen, we got one more episode for y'all, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
That
it.
is
That's it.
it.
That's it. But
I said, oh, okay.
yeah, that did surprise me. Um, but yeah, I mean, we make our jokes, but chasing Orlando was chasing Orlando. It was what it was. Um, to get into my general thoughts,
Hmm.
uh, I said the only thing I'm gonna remember from this season, I feel like, is gonna be that damn commercial. Pineapple Healthcare, how can I help you? That's all I'm feel like I'm gonna remember. I would be
Yes,
like,
pineapple health, come through.
yeah, that goddamn commercial. Okay. I said y'all really
Literally
be
carrying the
talking about
season,
y'all sexual health.
right?
Period. Like,
Literally carrying the season. No
yes.
shade.
Um, but yeah, I this episode was short, which I
Hmm.
love a short episode. Um, but it's the same shit, different episode. I feel like we sound like a broken record at this point. I will give the cast kudos for working through their problems and not flipping a table or throwing a drink or calling somebody a monkey or doing something
My
wild.
goodness.
Um,
Well,
yeah. Wait, what happened?
somebody did get caught a baba booey by a Spanish broad.
Right, this episode. This episode.
Okay, right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
this
You're
episode. This
right.
episode.
Okay, you're right. This
So,
episode. Okay, this episode. Okay, my
yeah.
bad.
So, I guess baby steps, baby steps. Um, but yeah. Uh, I also just wanted to. I'm watching, and I swear I'm not trying to be an asshole. Obviously we have a modest platform. um, but I'm just watching this show, and I'm just like, some of these people. I'm like, are y'all really those girls in Orlando? Like, I'm really wondering, like, cause I just feel like if this is what y'all have to show us, I don't feel like the girls that are really moving and shaking in Orlando are giving this. I don't know. I'm just saying. Because I think about just big cities, like people like who are moving and
Hmm.
shaking. I'm just like, I don't know, I don't know. But what are your general thoughts? How you
That
feel about
is
this
an
episode?
interesting point. Um,
Hmm.
this episode is typical like filler fluff. I feel like a lot of the footage or a lot of the scenes was almost like behind the scene footage. Like
Hmm.
a lot of shit was just. And don't get me wrong, I love chasing reality, but this episode just didn't flow for me. Um, it was I don't know, it just didn't have like that good balance like the previous episodes have
Hmm.
had. Um,
Well, trip
I
episodes
love
are
the
always kind of weird, I guess.
and I put that
But
in my notes. I hate group
hmm
trips. I would never take a vacation with more than like maybe 3 or 4 people. It depends on where we're going, but to New Orleans and all of y'all, I was like,
we'll get to it.
no,
But
to each his own. But
I had some pinions.
yeah, this episode was kind of like all over the place.
Hmm.
Maybe people just not really not being accountable and then not really being aware, self-aware. And I hate a sloppy bitch. So this episode was kind of off-putting for me. And I'll just leave it at that.
Hmm. Okay. Um,
I hate to
yeah,
stop people.
I
I'll leave it at
understand.
that.
I can actually lead this episode because I'm looking at my notes and I realized that
Okay. Yes.
child, why did I forget that I said we were gonna do our notes a certain way and I did it a different way? Uh,
Wait, which format?
Jesus, I just did scene by scene. I was gonna do scene by scene and then that's how you did it too.
No, I did the other way.
Uh, a mess. We'll just go through and then you can give your thought. Um, damn, we forever a work in progress, child. Just can't get right. Can't get right for nothing. But anyway, um, and you can see my little camera setup. But you know what? It is what it is. The vibe, they're vibing. We gonna get through it.
Baby, surviving
So
StreamYard, my goodness.
surviving StreamYard. Yes, we gonna blame everything on StreamYard. But yes, Fabio's listening party continued. Um, So they're all at Fabio's listening party. I said I love the positive vibes. Everybody's chilling. Everybody's giving him his tens. Marlo says that freak song was written about her. I said he should have wrote a gospel song about her based off of how she was dressed, but that's a different situation. Because Mama's was dressed like first lady at the damn
Somebody's grandma.
Easter
Yes, she was.
picnic. Yeah.
Yes, definitely
Um,
dressed. Yeah,
Yes, but yeah, everybody was giving him his tens. Mark was, giving him his flowers. I thought that that was really nice. Um, I thought it was a good vibe. Marlo basically at this point announces that there's going to be a cash trip. They're going to New Orleans. Which shout out to New Orleans. Went to New
yeah.
Orleans.
Shout out
Only
to the
been
NO
once.
baby,
Want to go again. Love New
the Big
Orleans. One of my
Easy
favorite
baby.
trips. Yes. We went, of course, together. But yeah, it was dope,
A
amazing.
time was had,
Tens across the
definitely.
board, yes. Um, I did get sick at the end, but it is what it is. Um, but
Baby,
yes,
that was all that liquor you consume. But that's a story for
that
a
is
different
true.
day.
That is
My
true.
bad.
Um, you have to stop spilling my tea. But anyway, um, so I she announces the trip. And no shade in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to go up the street with these people. Like just the way that the things have been happening and the way that some of these people act. And we'll get further into it as the episode goes on. But I'm just like, I won't go nowhere with y'all. But hey,
Facts.
but hey, cash trip, cash trip. Um, but yeah, she says that she's hosting it. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if she planned the trip, like plan where they're going. I don't know if she put some deposits down. I don't know what she did, but she said she's hosting, so her and Pablo are hosting, so they're all gonna go. Um, Pretty much everybody that's on the show. Um, and Callie says that he basically wants everybody to have fun. He doesn't want anybody to have their pennies in a bunch, their booty holes clenched. He needs them to be free balling. And I said, that sounds like some freaky shit. You need to say that for MLK weekend. Okay? Like that's not this trip, tongue ring. That's not this trip. I need you to
My
relax. Um,
goodness.
but yes, what were your thoughts on this scene? It was pretty short, pretty much just served as a way to announce that they were going on the group trip.
I basically just said Marlo. That's what it was. Marlo dressed like she lived through the civil rights movement. The wig and the shoulder, the dress off the shoulders was giving like I don't know why, but it's giving. I sing in the smoke filled smokers lounge for white men. They admire my beauty, but
Okay.
because of Jim Crow, they there's a little bit of sexual disdain. Marlo gives
Okay.
that with that fuck ass wig on her
That's
head and this
very
damn orange
specific.
dress.
It's
I live
also
for it,
kind of
baby.
giving
LA
look at my
North
ankles.
Tees.
Yeah. Giving
Now
look
look
at
at
my
my
ankles.
ankle. My
Look at my ankles in these.
goodness.
Look, watch me dance. Look at my ankles in these kitten boots. That's kind of what
Why
it
I
is.
just
No
came across
shade.
a post. I came across a post on Instagram the other day. It was like, I just got paid and I need another check. Why have homegirl from the Apple store hit rolling? The video was this got paid and I need another check, baby. Let me go out and dance. Let me bust this account real quick. That's what it's giving.
Right?
I'm not mad at that.
But yes,
Marlo's a
Marlo,
key.
her fashions are interesting, but
Very interesting.
I will say
And
she looked. I was just gonna
I
say
was
she
gonna
looked
say,
really good. Oh, go
my
ahead,
good,
go
this damn loud review, baby. We keep
ahead.
talking over each other. My bad. I just want to say, Marlo's mom said that like she used to play in her dance clothes back in the day,
Hmm.
and I feel like Marlo might still be taking pieces from her mom's closet.
Probably, I could see that. I could see that.
I
Yes,
don't know if I like that for her. Love that for her. I mean, she likes it,
she
cool,
she
but
she's coming into her own. She's trying to figure it out.
she went
She
like,
is. Well, I mean, hey, you got to see
baby,
what doesn't work to see what does work.
she skipped like maybe 3 generations of like clothing to, go ahead,
She has.
Marlo.
She
Like you
has.
said, she
She
gotta
has.
find herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, shout out to Marlo. Next scene is an event that I don't think it's hosted by T.S. Madison, but T.S. Madison was obviously the center of it. Shout out to T.S. Madison, godmother to the game. I mean, unofficial title, but I'm putting it on there. But yeah, she's is there, and they get to meet her, which is cool. I said, damn, B baby in this G string. I'm wondering where the coin purse is, but again, that's a different that's a different situation. Um, but yeah, I didn't really get much out of it. Um, I guess it's just like a club event. Uh, the highlight to me, or the thing that stood out to me, I guess, is Marlo and Pablo asking B baby, I guess about the drama that he has with Mark and Max. Um, and I just wonder, do they find this drama genuinely interesting? Like, I'm just like, do y'all find this do y'all genuinely find this interesting, or is it just something that y'all are prompted to ask because, like, it's a show and that y'all, the stuff that y'all have to talk about? I don't know, because I feel like if I was on the show, I'd just be like, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care.
Exactly.
What you wearing to New Orleans? Like, what you want to do in New Orleans? Like, I'm ready to talk.
Hmm.
Like, that's the type of stuff I would be asking about. Like, I don't really care about the drama, but here we are. Also, Marlo, Marlo has nice arms. Um, I think those arms are key. And did you notice that I feel like B Baby because they start to talk about the drama, of course, and B Baby gets kind of amped up. Like he's like,
Hmm.
the whole situation with I guess people playing on his name, and this is what the third time somebody has said something about him or put some allegations on him. So, he gets a little upset, but it seemed like as the scene went on, it seemed like he got drunker and drunker. And I know he was taking a sip out of that cup, but I feel like at the end he was giving belligerent. Like I was like, where did this
I
come
peeped
from? You were
that.
calm in the beginning, but now yeah. Um,
I did peep that. I said Pablo ain't shit for not calming his homeboy down while having this meltdown, this damn G string.
yeah,
While addressing these alleged drug allegations. Now, if I'm on the street,
baby.
if I'm minding my business and I hear somebody spazzing about alleged drug use in a G string, I'm minding my business.
I'm a baby. I'm a see it. I'm a out the corner of my
uh,
eye.
yeah, uh-huh.
I'm a
You
I'm
know
a
what I thought about? Remember deep, 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 deep. Remember the first season of Flavor of Love where New York's mom met Flavor of Love 2, where New York's mom met Crazy's family,
mhm.
and New York mom was like, if I see you in the corner, I'm just walk on by like that. If I
Yes.
see somebody in the G string spazzing, that's me, baby. I'm the mom from SpongeBob. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's.
Listen,
I said that this scene was crazy, and even crazier was Marlo in this damn floral dress. I said, Marlo, where the fuck are you shopping, baby girl?
you know
Like,
what?
come on. Like,
I didn't.
I said, this dress is very flower power. I smoke
But
reefer in my Volkswagen Beetle and rebellion of the rebellion of the American government. And my armpits might be a little tart. That's what that dress is giving.
not the musty allegation.
Not Sam Marlowe's musty. The dress
Okay.
is giving musty. Like
Okay. Okay.
hippie, flower power.
She
I bathe once a
dresses
week
like
type
a
of tea.
school teacher, or like she's going on a job
Matilda.
interview. That's what I get from it.
According to her, she did lose her job because of Mac, so maybe that's what this
Yeah,
attire is
maybe
giving.
she was coming from a job interview. She and Rashida need to like not swap, but they need to like influence each other because Rashida be dressing like girl, what the fuck, and then Marlo be like super conservative, but it ages her, I
Yeah.
guess. I just need her to yeah
Another deep cut, but it should give Trudy and Clementine from Reno 911.
yes yes
Went on that shopping trip.
yes
Yeah,
yes.
just they need each
Um,
other in that.
but yeah, they also something that I just thought was kind of shady was um Pablo being like, don't clock in at the end of, don't wait till the end of the season to clock in. I said, ooh, okay. Like, don't wait till the end of the season to have some balls. I'm like, okay. Ooh. I mean, they have been playing on his name for a minute, but I just feel like he's been trying to be the B baby has been trying to be the bigger person.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that did you have anything else to say about that scene?
Hmm.
No? Okay. So they are at the airport. Didn't know they were all flying together. I thought they would have driven because I looked up how far Orlando is from New Orleans, and it's like 9 hours. So I mean, that's a day, 8 hours almost. But
But them no motherfuckers, no baby, I'm fine. Not with
okay,
them,
I mean,
but
I'm just,
yeah, definitely,
I just,
definitely
sometimes
not
they
the
drive,
flight.
so I just figured that's not a long. It's not like it would have been 20 hours. Like I feel like that's like kind of like a 6 to 2, seven
Baby,
to
with this
3.
cast, it definitely would have been a day drive. It definitely would have
Well,
turned
I
into like a
mean,
30-hour drive.
well, yeah, but also like them flying, like y'all on a plane together. I'd rather drive than be on a plane with them. No shade. Because on a
True.
plane, you in the air. There's nowhere to go. Like, um, but yeah, they're at the airport. And they're just talking. They mention how Cali Boy isn't coming. Remini isn't coming. I thought Remini was like a friend of the show at this point. I didn't know that
Hmm.
he was like an actual, you know, like I didn't know that they thought of him as an actual cast member. Um, so I thought that was interesting. And then yeah, Cali Boy's not coming. But we see in the trailer that he will be there eventually. I guess he's just coming late. Then he had to get his shit together. I said, I wonder what that means. I wonder what that
Probably
means
trying to.
by
My goodness.
that.
I was
Like,
gonna say probably trying to get a nigga up out his house, but I ain't gonna do that to Cal.
not on his not on oh my god, what is her name? I was gonna say Berlin, but that's not her name. That's from Chasing Atlanta. Oh,
Was
what is her name? Chasing Dollars. Miss Mama's from New York. Couldn't get her nigga up out her house.
Rachel,
Yes,
Rachel
Rachel.
said in 30 days he starts getting mail and he's a resident. I said, oh no,
Right,
baby
baby.
girl.
He's quiet. Like the scheme set up. It's homosexual season. Like don't think because it's warm in Dallas that they ain't doing that. Nah, they doing that there too. But
Facts.
anyway,
Facts.
yeah, I was just curious what they meant by that. But also, I don't even know what Mark was talking about. I don't even know why this happened because I couldn't even pay attention. That confessional fit, baby, no. I I stand creativity, but that outfit was so ugly. I could not even pay attention to what he was saying. It was like a orange fur, and then it was like a halter top, an orange halter top, but it was just a mess. Like it was ill fitting. It was like the color didn't really work for him. Like it was a no. It was a chop for me. Um, but I
Same.
wanted to say, shout out to Spicy Original that's in the building. Thank you for being here today. Good to
Yes, the
see
girl
you.
is in the building.
Yes, the doll. But yeah, uh, yeah, I just was not here for it. I was just like, this outfit is not tea at all. Um, but yeah, that look was yeah not good. But anyway, speaking of looks, Rashida's airport fit. I said, why are you dressed like a showgirl at the? at the meet and greet at the damn airport. Like I
Y'all
don't
said, baby girl, where are you coming from dressed like
where
this?
you
And where are you
yeah.
going?
And remember
At
she
6 in
was
the
dressed
morning?
6 in the morning. So I feel like she never slept. I feel like she you know what, I'm not gonna go there. But I feel like she did not sleep. She went out that night and did what she that whatever she needed to do to stay up to make it to the airport.
My goodness.
So I don't know what she
Child, she
did.
was out selling jewelry. And I love that for her.
Got some party favors for you. Like mama Mama's was up all night. Okay. Um
Ooh. Come
but
through,
yeah.
Nikki and Drake.
But
My
um
goodness.
oh, I was thinking Tinashe, but that too. Um but yes. Um they get on the plane and I thought it was cute that they had footage from the plane. I also thought it
Mhm.
was funny how they had that B-roll shot of Southwest, but they clearly was flying Spirit. But you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with Spirit. You know, times is hard, baby. Will get you through. Now you got to pay that $80 bag fee. But outside of that,
You took the words right out of my mouth. I said, how the bag fee more than the damn ticket?
I don't care.
Make that
That's
make
how they get you
sense.
though.
Like,
That's how they get you. That $80
child,
bag
baby, I
fee
remember we was flying back. Was it from New Orleans? And that bag fee
from New
gagged
Orleans.
you.
From New Orleans. Yes. I said $80. I wish I would have known.
Gagged your
I would
ass.
have
I said, oh, you ain't know?
pissed me off.
Goodness.
But but yeah, I said they flew Spirit. Shout out to that. Um, but yeah, I said I thought they would have drove, and I said I miss New Orleans. So then, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Um, they get to, I guess it's an Airbnb. But they get there and they find out that they have to share not only a space together, they have to share beds. And I said, that's hilarious because one, as we talked about earlier in this review, I'm not I'm not really trying to go nowhere with y'all based off of the shit that's happened this season. But also like I definitely am not trying to share a space with y'all. And that's not me putting myself above them. I'm just like I'm only sharing a space with people that I like fuck with. So if I don't really fuck with you like that, whether it's a show or not, I'm not sharing a space with you. Like I'll get my
Right.
own lodging and we can link up and film. But like, I'm not sharing an Airbnb or hotel. I'm not sharing none of that with people that I don't really fuck with like that. Like, period. Um, but yeah. So I thought that that was funny that not only did they have to share a space, but they had to share a bed apparently. But everybody's flipping out. At this point, Rashida just starts to do the absolute most. Like, I get it, sharing a bed is crazy, but she just starts like flipping out, and it's like it didn't even seem like she was mad about sharing a bed. It seemed like she was mad that they were mad that they had to share a bed, but she was just like just glitching out, and it's like, girl, the fuck is your problem? Like, you just saying any and everything, just like short circuiting. It's like, girl, like no shade. Did you pop something before you got off that plane? Like,
My
I mean,
goodness.
allegedly, I don't know, but girlie was wilding for like no reason. I was just like,
I
what's
did
her
say
problem?
Rashida was doing a lot. She was doing a
Yeah.
lot and her teeth were flopping about. I said, baby girl, double sided tape. Like,
Oh, you said.
came in the
I thought you
airport
said
in
teeth.
the no teats, baby. The teats were
Okay.
flopping about. I
Okay.
mean, she was so erratic that tits was just all about the blouse. I was like,
Yeah.
my goodness. But let's backtrack to when they land in New Orleans. Pablo
Mhm.
said New Orleans has a different smell to it. And I was like, nah, but he Pablo onto something there, baby.
Mhm.
Now, just me, but it smelled like shit. Nah, it's just Bourbon Street. But
Wait.
baby, it smelled like shit to me. I'm sorry. Nah, I didn't know if it
When
was
you
just
landed?
not when I landed, but just when we hit
Okay.
Bourbon Street.
Okay. Yeah.
Just when we hit Bourbon Street.
Those alleys are wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because.
just like when we landed, it was just I was just taken back by like the heat,
Mhm.
cause up here it was like 10 degrees outside.
Right.
I got down there, it was like took my breath away. But no, yeah, Bourbon Street smelled like straight up. And I was like, that's a
I was about to
smell
say
that
not when you landed. I said, God
no,
damn,
no,
that's crazy.
no,
Soon
no,
as
it's
you
just Bourbon Street.
landed. But
Goodness.
Spicy Original said sharing beds is especially crazy. Yeah, not sharing no bed.
It's giving Bad Girls Club season 5 when they went to Jamaica and Cat was like, I'm not
Yeah,
sharing no bed with no girl
I'm not
that's on
sharing a
me.
bed with nobody. I'm gonna be
That
an
that
adult.
part.
Like, but
And then
but
Pablo proceeds to tell the group like, "Oh, this is part of a team building exercise or something to that effect." I was like,
nah,
"Jump this nigga."
bro. Nah, I live for him trying to be the patriarch of the group. But this how the why how is this a productive exercise and getting the group to come together? They already don't like each other. So what the fuck? Of course they gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna stay here. Like, what the fuck did you think they was gonna be like? Well, I guess I ain't got no choice. Like, bitch, no, I'm about to go get me a room somewhere. Like, what? Crazy. Um,
Yeah, Pablo is a fucking key. He
yeah,
tries, but it's
he
just
tries,
like
but it just
so blind sometimes.
yeah, it
It's like,
yeah, it's he be missing the
ugh.
mark. No shade, but um.
Very much that.
Because when he said that, I was like, "Get your ass on somewhere. Get your ass into your room, cause I'm
Right.
tired of you right now." Like, but yeah.
Rashida
Um,
Turner, Fabio was like, "What you gonna do?" He was like, "Well, I won't be here, so I
yeah.
don't care what y'all doing." I was like, "I know that's right."
And why she
Fabio
kept
dead at
asking him
that
what he
shit.
about to do? You trying to share a bed with him? Like, what's going on?
Listen, Rashida
Nah,
was in
you
that.
and Marlo can't be peace sisters, okay? Like that's
That's the storyline that we ain't had in a while. A good pussy
listen
sister storyline. But
exactly.
Rashida was in that goddamn cocaine white. It's giving homegirl from Scarface. Just the fit.
Don't do
Just
this,
the
my
fit. And I, I'm
I was
not.
about to say,
I
don't miss
ain't.
Elvira like that.
I'm just saying the
Like,
fit was kind of giving Mr. Elvira. I'm sorry.
mhm. Okay, so yeah, they basically find out that that's not the case. They all have their own rooms, which I thought was nice. Besides, B Baby and Mark, they share a room, which I thought was shady. Um, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Marlo gets a text from production, um, which I guess her face sent me. The face was hilarious. Um, but I guess she finds out that the rooms are picked already. And to me, I was kind of like confused because I'm like, well, y'all are adults. What they gonna do? Force y'all to stay in a room? Like
Right.
I would have been like, no, I'm gonna stay here. You gonna stay here? Like you wanna switch with me? Okay, we gonna switch. Like you can't make me stay in a room. Like so, I just would have been like, I'm not doing that. Like if I'm not comfortable in a room with somebody, I'm not gonna be forced to stay there. Like
Right.
so, it's just like okay. I guess she didn't really care about it. Maybe she was just kind of irritated, but I just would have been like, then I'm not doing it. Like, I'll get my own shit, I guess. Um, but yeah, she seemed to be really annoyed by that and started cussing them out about it. I said, whoa, 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 why you doing that to me? You need to take that energy and put it in your pocket, cause you
hmm
don't. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But yeah,
She said,
so
I'm about to get overstimulated and leave. I said, Marlo, all you are doing is telling people where their rooms are. Like, girl, calm down.
I think she was just heated. Like she was just angry that she would have to stay with somebody she didn't like. Was it Max? I don't even remember who she
I think
ended up in a room
it
with,
was Max.
um, but yeah. Also, I put this out of my notes, out of sequence, but Rashida running up and down the street asking what she got to do to get her own room and all it is. Before I guess this is before they found out that they had their own rooms. I was just like, bro, this is exhausting. I don't see how the people on the show deal with that. Like, I just would have been like, I need you to relax, because that would have overstimulated me. Her yelling and screaming every 5 seconds. Like, I would not have been able to deal with that. But yeah, Rashida and Max go grocery shopping. No shade. I watched this scene once and then I skipped it the second time. I think they talked about the drama, um, basically between Max and Marlo. Um, and basically Rashida's just like, I wanted to have my friend back, but I do want y'all to talk because I don't hate you or whatever. And that was pretty much that. I thought it was interesting that they sent them two to go get food. I would have sent like maybe Pablo and like Fabio, maybe.
hmm
Like
Or
I don't know why they
Slim
sent
and
them two
Pablo.
or Slim and Pablo. Uh, yeah, I don't know why they sent them. That was a very weird choice. Um,
Yes, because Rashida was drunk as hell.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
said
not even so
inside
much Mac.
voices, baby girl. Like,
Yes, and you could see that some people was
goodness.
annoyed as fuck,
Right?
pushing shopping around her. Like, look, it's her problem. But yeah, um, but yeah, did you have anything else to say about that scene?
um, just Rashida screaming and acting a fool next to them
Yeah,
expensive ass eggs. Like, girl.
yes,
Somebody in the
next
Chase
to them
comment
expensive ass
said she
eggs,
acting crazy, just literally gonna drop the price of those eggs. Like, anyway, yeah,
yeah,
homegirl was in there acting a goddamn fool.
a whole food. Um,
Kind
Spicy
of
original.
backtrack because I did have this.
Oh, I just
I'm
wanted to
sorry,
say
this
this
had
real
this
quick
really
because
funny note.
it was connected. Uh, Spicy Original said, Rashida's a cute girl, but she always does the most when the least will do. Exactly. She don't really got to do too much, and she doing the most. Shout out to G Baby Who Baby. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Yes.
She said, "Hey guys and gals, nice to see you." But what were you gonna say?
Just a small little something that stood out that made me laugh. So when they were at the airport, they bought the crown to, I guess, represent Cali because he wasn't there. So as they were getting out of the van, somebody dropped the crown on the floor, and Mark was like, "Oh
Oh,
my gosh, somebody dropped Cali." I said, "Now when Cali in that tongue ring, when he on your ass next episode, I don't want to hear it."
he
Mark
gonna
be
be like,
throwing daggers, and then we.
he
That's not what I said.
tongue tied. Yeah,
We gonna get there.
yeah.
Mark is a whole character of a whole fool out here in these streets. My bad, yeah.
I did think he was just trying to be funny because of the crown. I didn't think he was trying to come for Cali Boy, but I do get what you're saying. Um,
That damn Burger King crown, my
right?
goodness.
Already shady, but they kind of gather around a table in one of the Airbnbs to basically just kind of hang out. I guess pregame they were drinking, um, and then of course AL come with this messy ass question: Who's your fave and who's your least fave? And who the fuck cares? Like at this point, who cares? No, but I do think he said it to maybe just air, basically present the opportunity to like let everybody air out their grievances before the trip really starts, which I think is a good idea. Like let's just get this shit out the way, and then we can proceed and like have a good time. Um, but yeah, fave least fave. Everybody goes around and says it. Marlo goes first. Uh, Max and Marlo kind of talk about their drama. One thing that stood out to me, that was funny that Max said was, he said, "Me and Marlo need to talk," because Marlo is basically like, "Okay, I don't really hate you. I kind of want to just, get over it. And, if I could look back on what I did, I would do things differently." And so he's like, "Oh, that's really mature. And like, you know, I would really like to have a one on one because a lot of people have been in our business." And I'm thinking back, like, y'all argue publicly every time y'all business collide. So nobody has really been in y'all business. Y'all have literally taken up space during group activities with y'all nonsense. So one thing that really annoys me about Max, I was gonna say Mark, Max, um, is that I just feel like he be doing shit, but then don't realize that he's a hypocrite. Like he will do something and then not realize he will do something and then be mad at somebody else for doing the same thing. And it's like we kind of talked about it. It's the lack of self awareness, I think.
hmm
But like, if you just looked at like yourself in a situation, like nobody's in y'all business. Y'all make the group. Y'all make y'all issues the group business. Like, and I think everybody just want to squash it because it's like every time we come together, it's this animosity between y'all. So I just thought that that was really funny. Um, did you have any thoughts? Everybody kind of goes and says their, or I guess your thoughts about this situation specifically.
No.
No.
I'm so
Okay.
mad that we had to go the entire season with Marlo not taking accountability for losing her job and this whole back and forth.
Yeah.
This shit is
Yeah.
annoying. And even
Um,
like, I'm sorry to kind of backtrack, but even like the grocery store, Rashida was like, "I was uncomfortable, you bitch, because my sister lost her job," and I was like, Marlo is a grown ass woman. She knew she was at that corporate event, and she knew
mhm.
that like behavior, professionalism is everything. So that
They were
was just
making it
weird.
seem
Yeah.
like he just like showed up and like started acting a fool, and then they were like, "Oh, you're with him, you're fired." Like I don't think
Hmm.
that's how it happened. I think they probably got into it. She got out of character, and they were like, "Oh, we don't like the way that you're acting
Yeah.
in general." So that's her fault. But G Baby Who Baby says Max a professional victim in my opinion. I do think he again. I think it's the lack of self awareness. I think he does not reflect on what he's doing. He only acknowledges what is being done to him. So I feel like it's a lot of like, because even when he's like arguing with people and like they're trying to figure things out, it's always like what somebody did to him, and it's never like. I mean, sometimes I will say sometimes he has taken accountability and apologized, but for the most part, it's very much like what is being done to him, not what he played, what role he played in the situation. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, they talk about that. I'm glad they were able to have some sort of like understanding, I guess. Hopefully, they do have like a talk where they can kind of sweep shit under the rug because they really are the same person. Like they really are, like in my opinion. Um, but yeah, uh, I keep forgetting that Marlo is 27. No shade, and I'm not saying she looks old. I just feel like the way that she acts, you would think she was like 22, 23. But then she like
True.
she just said this episode like, oh, like blah 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 27. I was like, oh, you 27? Like, damn, I did not know that. So yeah,
Mm.
it just kind of gives, I guess, like a maturity a little bit. Um, but then there's a situation. Well, Mark is asked who his fave and least fave is. He says Marlo is his fave because of her growth, and then he says his least favorite. Did he say his least favorite was B Baby or no? I can't
I
remember. I
can't
should have wrote it down, but
remember.
I can't remember. Um, whoever he said it was, um, that kind of prompts this whole issue between Mark, B Baby, and Max. I think he said his least favorite was actually Max for, I guess, going back and telling people, particularly B Baby, I guess, what Mark had said about him, or I guess, yeah, what Mark had said about him. And just the whole like, oh, he wants a moment, and he was with my ex, and all of that. Just petty drama. Personally, I feel like I do feel like Mark wanted a moment. Um, I know he said because he performed once, he feels like, oh, well, I am the moment. No shade. I feel like you need to do a little bit more than perform a couple of times to be the star of a season or to be
Hmm.
the like pull of a season. Um, but yeah, I do feel like he kind of wanted to get into the antics of the group. I think he wanted to show that he can perform, but I think he also wanted to get into the drama. I feel like he wanted his voice to be heard and for him to be his chest. I don't think it's an issue for him to have an opinion. I do think you need to be ready for people to have an opinion about your opinion. So
Right.
you can't really backtrack, or I don't think it makes sense to backtrack when people press you because you had an opinion. So you know, it is what it is. I think it is weird also that like he went to Max about the situation when he knows that Max and B Baby are apparently friends. So it's just weird that he's like looking at Max like, "Oh, you're being messy," but it's like, but that's his friend. So it's like, why would you be surprised that he's going back to tell his friend what you told him? Like they friends, duh. Like,
Same girl, because not to get too far ahead, but Max feels some type of way with Slim about going back and with Pablo.
right,
And it's like, well, you kind of did the same thing. Like, why didn't you just go directly, like
yeah,
Kiki said, and just
hmm,
end that whole situation? But yeah,
right,
I don't
yeah,
know. Excuse me, Max, and I don't want to. No, I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. That's off the record.
okay,
But a couple of the girls have this lack of self awareness. It's almost, I don't want to say delusional because I know Max is like handling a lot, going through a lot, but Max kind of borders on delusional. And I say that because
Wait, not you saying. I don't want to call him delusional, but
he's
you came
kind of
across with it.
delusional. He's kind of delusional.
I don't.
Like you said, it's a lack of self awareness. It's also that the I don't understand. Like I'm an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I'm I have all these qualities that make me like a great business person, or it
Okay.
makes me adventurous or ambitious, but I lack social skills. Like
He gives
I
me.
don't know how to be. I can run my business,
Mhm.
but I can't operate. I don't know how to be a friend, if that makes sense. Not trying to compare like a business to like a friendship, but I feel like a friendship is just so much more easier, less stressful to deal with than owning your own business, being like a your own brand or whatever. So that
Right.
imbalance is crazy. Like I have so much going for me. Like I can articulate myself. Obviously, I'm successful, but I can't articulate myself to my friends. Like
Right.
I can't go to my brother and be like, I have an issue with you or some shit. I don't know. Max is just he marches
Max.
to the beat of his own drum. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I feel like there are things because we do get on Max a lot, but I do feel like there are things about Max that I do like, and I feel like if out of context, I think outside of the show, maybe I feel like he probably would be like a cool person. I just feel like again, it's just the lack of like being aware of how you interact with other people. It's always how people interact with you, and like somebody said he was a professional victim. I kind of do feel like he falls into that role very easily. Like I feel like it's always like, well, what did you do to me? And it's just like again, even with the whole situation with like Pablo, it's like, bitch, you stood up on the table and started screaming at these people. Did you not expect for them to
Hmm.
chase you out of that park? Like, it's just like I don't know who he hangs out with outside of the show, but it's like I feel like it's common sense to like, you know, if you act a certain way, people are gonna respond. Um, I do see both sides, I guess, of this. Oh well, I guess we're not even on that yet, but I guess we got a little ahead of ourselves, I guess. But the B baby Mark and Max situation, I feel like Mark was backtracking because, of course, now everybody's in his face and now he has to answer for his
Hmm.
shit. I do feel like he wanted a problem with B baby for some reason. I don't know if he was intimidated by B baby. I don't know if just the whole the first impression of the pool party situation rubbed him the wrong way. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it to me it just seemed like you wanted an issue with him, even going so far as to say, oh, he might have been with your ex because of the profession that he has. I feel like that's a stretch. Again, making assumptions about people based off of what they do or who they are is not, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Um, but I don't know. B baby just seemed kind of unbothered by it. Um, you could tell he's getting a little agitated, but I just hope that they kind of sweep it under the rug because it don't really seem like that big of a deal to me.
Right.
Like, you know. Um, and you know what? One thing that I was thinking about earlier watching this episode, um, is the fact that the issue for me with the drama is that it's not the drama itself isn't interesting enough for me to care about it, but they also don't know how to read and shade each other. So like if the drama was like petty and like silly, but they like were able to go back and forth and read each other and shade each other, I feel like I would be into it. But the fact that the drama is not interesting between them, and on top of that, like they can't shade each other, they can't read each other, they can't make a moment out of it. It's like, well, what are we doing? Like, you got an issue with this bitch because apparently you feel like he might have had some type of situation with your ex, but like you can't shade him, you don't know how to read apparently, but the drama itself is not that interesting because we don't know you really or your boyfriend or your ex. So it's just like, what are we doing? Like, why did we bring this up? You know? Um, So that's something that I thought about earlier that I was just like, maybe that's why I'm not really connecting with, you know, the drama that has happened this season. Um, I also want to say shout out to Jamar 84. Thank you for being in the building.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, um, supporting us. Good to see you.
So not to like derail, but to kind of
Mhm.
piggyback off of your thought when you said like, you wish the cast learned how to like read and shade each other. Now I'm thinking back to that Lord of Squad skit with, Tyler the Creator and
Yes,
they spoof Real Housewives of Atlanta. They need that type of energy. Like
they do.
minus the cracking each other over the heads with Baba, but just drag each other. Musty ass bitch. She got the game all fucked up. I need that type of
They need that energy. Yes,
I need that type of energy on these type of shows. Like nobody
they
brings that.
yes.
I need that nice nastiness. Like,
They also need
you
that
know,
Carl versus Brandon energy from Web Life season 1. Shout out to
very
Carl
much that.
and Brandon. Yeah,
Very, very much that.
they need that energy.
Where the rivalry literally has you questioning your entire existence on this goddamn show. Like,
Yes,
do you even want to be here? Or whatever B
yes,
Simone said. Goodness.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
need that.
But I said no shade. I'm over this binge drama. Like I'm
Same.
over it.
Same.
Um, and
Now,
then
not to derail again, but I wonder if this is why Margiela and his ex homegirl fell out. He playing the victim, spinning that narrative, and he could be doing a little bit of shady shit, and she hijacked his goddamn music equipment and sold that shit on Craigslist. Allegedly,
and you know what's also
allegedly.
interesting? So like this whole thing apparently started because Mark is like, oh, B baby, you brought your friends to this party, and you're accountable for bringing them here and starting shit. And again, like I said earlier this season, it's like one, you just met them. This is the first time
Hmm.
you've ever met them. And granted, should they have acted the fool? No, but that's not B baby's like. He's not
Right,
in control of them. They're grown people. Now if he kept bringing them around every like multiple times and they still acting the fool, okay, then like girls, stop bringing them. They don't know how to act. But
right.
it's only one instance. Also, we know the company you keep based off of you calling the cops on your friends. Granted, 5 years ago, but still, like you called the cops on your friends, so like clearly you may not hang out with the best people either.
True.
So I don't know. I just feel like again it's a little hypocritical, but
I'm gonna call the cops
um.
on this bitch. My goodness.
Give me my music equipment. Like, but yeah,
Oh my
um,
goodness.
but yeah, but yeah. I'm glad that AO was like, you know what? Let's move on. Like
Yeah,
no shade, but
literally, like, I'm sorry to do
but
this to you, but who you got next?
what you
Who up
got in the bag?
next?
Like yeah. So I was here for that, but yeah, somebody brings up the fact that like Remini isn't really there and doesn't really like hasn't really been there this whole season. And I guess somebody else talked about how like, oh, it's annoying because they took this spot away from somebody that could have been here and networking. And I'm like, no shade, not to be an asshole, but like one, there's already too many people on this cast that didn't need Gemini. Second of all, who's really networking on this show?
True.
Like, I
Very
no
true.
shade. Gemini might be eating more off the show than on the show, and that's no shade to like production or anybody else on this cast. But like, y'all not really networking. Y'all not really doing nothing. Like, y'all are just here. Like,
In
so to
every
me, it's
event
like
that y'all did have, it turned into argument, chaos. So,
exactly. So I'm just like, y'all, they ain't really missing nothing. Like, they all right. Maybe audition for season 3. Like, 'cause this season, I don't know. When it comes to the chasing in the group, group chasing or whatever. Um, but yeah, I just thought that that was interesting. And then I guess there was a situation where they were out getting food, and I guess shoes to somebody who was getting out the hospital. Um, they didn't have no shoes, but they had 2 blunts. And that is something I wanted to know because Mama's had 2 blunts
had
with no
them
shoes.
J's ready,
That's
baby.
that's
I
interesting.
said,
That
had
is
her J's
interesting.
ready, but no J's on her feet. I said,
Listen,
do what you do, mamas. I ain't mad at that.
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Um,
strain of weed she
trying to
was
talk about
smoking on, or if it was weed at all that
the.
she was puffing on.
I was
She
gonna
walking around
say,
barefoot?
I
No
was gonna say
shade.
he should have traded his shoes for one of those blunts, but I'm like, I don't know what's in that blunt. So,
And you know he already fighting drug allegations. So how dare you? How
right.
dare she? My
Baby
goodness.
already fighting them drug allegations. So sorry. Um, but yeah, I just thought, that was adorable of him. Very nice.
That was very
Camera's
nice
not
of him.
even camera's not even
Hmm.
filming, but just very nice of him to do that. He seems like a sweetheart. Um, and also I just want to say shout out to Magic User that's in the building. Um, they said I'm so late. No, you're okay. You made it. Shout out to you for being here. Um, they also said, have y'all already brought up Rashida because you are absolutely right, Damon. Yeah, yeah, we did. Just too much going on. And I think there are times where she is funny, and I think she is endearing, and I do feel for her. I just don't know what was going on. Maybe she was overstimulated. Maybe the spirits of New Orleans got to her. But I said, Mama, somebody get this bitch a value, 'cause I need her to relax.
Well,
I
they did
need her
say
to
she was in the
relax.
airport lit. And
Yeah,
then they did say that she tried to swipe that her credit card for them drinks and that bitch declined. So
very
that
true.
probably was what caused her to spiral.
She was probably airport drunk. And you know what's
And
funny? There's a show. It's like a reality show about airlines in airports, and the amount of times that they have to not allow somebody to fly because they're drunk is crazy. And they always be like, y'all fucking, you know, serve alcohol but y'all won't let me on the plane or whatever. And it's like you got too drunk, like you drank
hmm
too much. Like you should have just had a drink if you were gonna drink. But
for real,
but
goodness.
then they also said when she was talking to Max and Walmart, I was like, why is she talking like that? I was it was like weird, weird bad play audition. I told you she'd be acting like she in a Tubi movie. Um, then that Tyler Perry acting comment dawned on me. Yes, that she be I don't know. She be acting like she acting. And I need her to be the real her. But yeah,
Rashida for the next season of Beauty and Black.
I would be here for that. She should have been an old girl that was helping. Shout out to was it Quay? Shout out to Quay, but she should have been a chick that was helping C.S. Madison
Yeah.
out, old girl. That's who she should have been. That's who she
Definitely,
should have been.
Rashida should have been Maddie's
Yeah,
assistant.
or she should have been old girl from Batty. Um, the light skinned one that work at the strip club.
Body.
Yes, should have been her.
Yes.
Should have been her. Um, but yeah,
My
uh,
goodness.
Magic User also said, I was expecting her to do a to be or not to be. That is a question during that. Yes,
My
it was the
goodness.
acting was yeah, not T. Q card vibes. But but yeah, they did you have something to say before I read that comment? Or
Mm-mm.
did I no? Okay. Um but yeah, B baby situation with the shoes, talked about that. Um They bring up the pool party situation again when it comes to Cali. Child, they still on his head about that shit. You would have thought that somebody died, somebody got bleach thrown on them. Um, I don't know. You would have thought all hell broke loose. And the only person that got knocked out was
Was
literally
the
the
person that
person
started
that
the problem.
yeah. So I'm just like, I don't anyway. That is just something to talk about. Um, and then basically I think Max has asked the question, um, fave, least fave. I have terrible memory, so I don't remember who he said his fave was. Um, but he said that his least favorite was Ao because I guess Ao hasn't. I guess he feels like Ao is two faced. I guess. Um, I guess just running back and telling Pablo things that he told him, which again, they're all friends, so it's like, why wouldn't you go to that person if y'all are so close? Why wouldn't you feel the need to just tell them your issue? And then why would you expect for the other friend to keep that between y'all? Like, obviously they're gonna bring it up, especially on a show like this. Um, And then he says Pablo because he feels like, Pablo hasn't really been there for him. And Pablo was basically like, well, I mean, we kind of got into it. Like, I felt disrespected by you. Um, you disrespected my mom, like, cutting up in her presence,
Hmm.
cursing in her presence. Um, and that's not cool. And so Max is basically like, well, I've been going through a lot. My dad passed. Um, and so I should be given some grace for that. What are your thoughts on that situation? And
Um,
people watching, your thoughts as well. How do y'all feel about it?
Max, I don't know if it seems like Max and Pablo kind of have a. It started off as maybe like a mutual, like I love you, bro. I respect you, and I feel like maybe Max kind of got maybe a little with that with like losing his father. Maybe he kind of just got wrapped up in just Max and maybe kind of like lost Pablo for a while. So Max is probably like, oh well, I was going through a tough time. You didn't like reach out or whatever, and maybe that's where like I don't know. It's just like Max should have just went to goddamn Pablo and told him how he was feeling from like jump.
Yeah.
Before we even get to that, Slim, when Max was like, Slim, I kind of feel the way towards you. Someone was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, well, goddamn. Like,
Now that's season one AO. That's season one. Because I feel like somebody said that to him, and he said that he literally the exact same way. Like I
yes,
don't
I
give a
don't
fuck.
give a fuck. And I was
And
like,
I
that's
think
your issue. You fucking with these Spanish bitches and they put you up on a
yeah.
pedestal. You over the
Mhm.
bullshit. And now you about to just rain down nigga on them. And Max ain't prepared to handle that. No
He is
shade.
not. He is
So
not.
Slim also
Um.
in this confessional dressed like Red from Friday before he got his chain snatched.
Yes.
Cause I said, what's going on with this cat? This nigga was in corduroy. I ain't seen a nigga in corduroy since it's been a minute. Baby, I rock some corduroys, but Slim was in
Running up
this
the street in New
confessional.
Orleans, the baby set on fire. Okay. Like them damn legs rubbing together. I know them thighs not rubbing together, but them legs, the thighs rubbing
Gracious
together. Yes,
baby. Yes, this nigga's in the
he
confessional
gonna
corner.
start a
But
fire.
this scene I said like this scene honestly was they needed to have this conversation personally.
Hmm.
Pablo and Max. This should not have been um there in front of the group, or they should have had somebody who is neutral, maybe like mediate. But this shouldn't have been done in front of the group. Again, I like Max and I kinda hate to like seem like I'm picking on him, but
Hmm.
it seems to be like a lot of you did this. Well, I did this because you did this, and it's like y'all are never gonna find some type of like resolution if y'all keep going tit for tat. So,
Hmm.
um, it sucks that like they had to bond like over death, and then it sucks that I guess death is like ultimately was like seems to be what's like separating them. They just need to have a
Yeah.
perfect private conversation away from this entire goddamn group and away from cameras.
I need to see the cameras. No shade. Like no shade. I hate to say it, but yeah, y'all. I
It
mean,
is
y'all brought us the situation. Now we want to see the way
true,
out.
true.
Um.
That's another
Speak.
thing. Like, stop having goddamn conversations off camera. Like,
Yeah.
sorry to again derail and cut
No,
you
go
off.
ahead.
Pablo said that before Max jumped on the table, I guess they had a conversation away from everybody in the gym. I was like, that's y'all fucking issue. Like, y'all
I
keep having
think
these
he might have
goddamn.
been talking about, not to cut you off, but I think they might have been talking about. Remember when they met up with old boy, the fitness trainer?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think he was talking about that scene. I think he
Okay,
might have been talking
okay.
about something else, but I think that's what he was talking about because I do remember
Oh,
that
I
scene.
forgot they did have that. I forgot completely about that scene. Damn. So I wonder what happened from that scene up until like this episode.
Hmm.
Pablo,
I
Max, fill in the blanks for us, please, because
To me it seems like they both, and I this is just how I feel about it. I could be wrong. I think that they are cool, but they are not as close as they portray themselves to be. I think they probably like each other, like you cool people, but y'all don't really connect. Y'all don't really bond. It seemed like y'all only really are together because of this show.
They're light
And
skinned. Go ahead, say it.
uh,
They calling
I
each
wasn't
other
gonna
brother
say
because
all
they
that,
light skinned.
but 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 I mean that might be it, cause it's a lot of like, well, I text you, you left me on red, you didn't call me back after 3 days, and it's like, well, are y'all really friends if y'all? Cause again, sometimes friends miss each other, but if it's getting to the point where y'all like are literally like falling out because y'all aren't communicating as often as y'all want, I feel like maybe y'all just aren't that compatible as friends. Like maybe y'all should just be, casual friends. Maybe y'all
Hmm.
don't really have the capacity to nurture that relationship. That's just what it seemed like to me. And then Magic User said that they actually kind of feel bad for Max in the situation. I also feel bad for Max because it seems like Max doesn't know how to. I mean, of course, who knows how to deal with loss? Like something like that, especially your father. Like I feel for him 100% because that's I'm sure that's something that you just kind of have to like work your way, not even work your way through because I don't think it ever goes away, but just like that's just something that you have to learn to like deal with. Like this is your life now, if that makes sense. But I just don't feel like he has the tools to grapple with that. And I know that he had that session with Twan Dixon. Uh, Twan Dixon? Oh, I was thinking Juan Dixon. That's what I was saying.
My
Dang, oh, my
goodness.
bad. But I know he had that, not the session with with Juan Dixon, Jesus. But I know he had a session with Twan Dixon. That's a different video. But I know he had a session with Twan Dixon, and he was talking about the passing of his father. But I just don't know. I don't think he has enough tools to kind of deal with the anxiety and the negative feelings that come with losing a parent. And I
Mhm.
feel like he's trying to lean on other people, but I also feel like with the lack of self awareness, I feel like he doesn't understand that you get what you give. So like if you're not really reaching out to a person, if somebody is checking on you and you're not really responding, you can't expect them to keep checking on you. Like if you're not responding, if you're not, saying, "Hey, I'm okay. Hey, I'm like, if you're not responding to their messages, it's like what do you expect for them to do?" And then it's like people have their own shit going on. Pablo has a business. He's on this show. He has kids. He got his own shit he dealing with. And it just seems like, and I hate to say this, ooh, I hate to say this, but it seems like Max expects people to give him grace because his dad died, which I get because that is a huge thing. But at the same time, you gotta take some accountability in the situation. You can't just expect for these people to drop everything because your dad died. Like it's like you kind of have to meet them halfway,
Right.
at least a quarter way. Like you can't just be like, "Well, I'm just doing me, and you better, come over here to me because my dad died." Like that's what it seemed like to me. That's what the conversation seemed like from his POV. Um, but yeah, I just feel like you have to meet them halfway. You can't just expect for people to come to you all the time. So I don't know. I don't really feel like they were really friends like that. It seemed like they were just friends out of convenience, which is a thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my take on the situation. Um, Magic User also said, and Max actually mentioned the fact that he never realizes who she is at each event. Wait, who?
Oh, I think
Exactly.
talking about Rashida.
Oh, cause she always switching up that dude. She always switching up that look. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, that's just my take on it. Um, they also said it's hard for me to be as invested because Ao, Callie, and Pablo, like in their 40s, they act like Max's age appearance to me, so they actually don't feel a mental role in the cast. Yeah, and that's another thing I was thinking about with this show is just that I don't like to put a number on nobody's growth, but I guess I am gonna do that weirdly. For them to be the ages that they are, like they gotta be like what, late 20s, I think Marlo might be the youngest in her like mid 20s. Oldest person is probably in their like early 40s. Is this really the vibe for people in their like 40s to 30s? Like and I get it. It's a show. People are gonna have antics. It's gonna be silly. It's gonna be childish at times. But I just feel like for them to be the ages that they are, it's very like people. The way people move is very immature, and it's just
Hmm.
like I just would expect more maturity and growth from people at this age. Like I don't know, even on a reality show, it just seems like a lot of the way people handle stuff is very like high school to me. Um, but
I
yeah,
remember a conversation that we had on a previous podcast or a previous review where
hmm,
kind of talked about a lot of queer people not really being comfortable or not being able to kind of not be comfortable, but not really having the childhood of like a straight person, for instance. So, like growing up because you're gay, you're kind of like more secluded because you're like
hmm,
around a bunch of straight people. So you get older, you get around a bunch of people who are like you, and now you're kind of. I feel like a lot of people are like their 12 or 13-year old self again, but now they're interacting with. I don't want to say like the other cast members have like the same issue, but I don't want to say it's like cattiness, but I think it's some type of projection or what the fuck am I trying to say? What the fuck is the name of that word? It's goddamn it. It's
you're.
just
I think I get
goodness.
what you're trying to say. Like I think like I feel like because it's no secret that like a lot of times like I was saying earlier like Marlo and Mac I feel like they're like the same like they handle shit the same way like and I feel like that's why they're always booking at each other because
Hmm.
that's how they both react the same way and I feel like they both are going through things. You know, everybody goes through things, but they're both going through things, and it's like weird that instead of like using that as a reason to come together, they don't really want to show that vulnerability, so they always butt heads. And I feel like that's a lot of people on this season. Um, there's a lot of trauma. It seems like, you know,
Yeah,
a lot of like hardship, and maybe that's why we're not getting a lot of chasing, or we didn't get a lot of chasing this season because people are already they're going through their own shit. So
it's like I respect like let me not say respect, but like I get we all have shit. I guess I'm so I guess a little disappointed in the season because I guess a lot of the cast let their trauma take over, and then that kind of had like a negative reaction. Like when they were on camera, they were like either hostile or aggressive or always in an argument instead
mhm,
of like I guess throwing herself into work. I guess some people did that. Like Marlo did that a couple times where she would host an event or some shit like that, or Fabio was in like the studio making music. I guess what I'm trying to say is I guess it kind of sucks that like the outlet is always negative instead of
right.
something positive or like again throwing themselves into work or something or starting like a new venture or lucky just taking a step back from the show like I'm going out of the country or some shit like I'm going to
Yeah.
meditate or some shit. So
And like we said,
that's
like,
a little disappointing for me. Like a lot of people our age don't know how to express themselves
mhm,
without being nasty.
right. Yeah. And like, I feel like we said this before where it's like, we don't really get a lot of chasing. If it is chasing, it's like a backdrop for the drama. Like, it'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing this event, and we'll get like little, like, you know, like a montage of like different B-roll shots of the event. And then boom. So did you hear what so and so said? How you feel about like
Hmm.
it's like the drama. Like it's just like again, I don't mind the drama. However, I want something that's either interesting or funny. I feel like the drama is needed for this season. Um, but yeah, I also want to highlight Magic User's comment because I feel like it kind of highlights what we were talking about. This says speak on Detroit insecurity from Arrested Development. It happens all the time with us. Yes, and also I feel like just the idea of I feel like a lot of like queer people they go through they kind of deal with their queerness on their own. Like they kind of come into their own on their own, and they don't really know
Mhm.
how to once they become an adult and they get the opportunity to be around other queer people, they don't really know how to function. Like they don't know how to interact with other queer people outside of maybe sex, messing around. It's
Listen, it's
like
either I want to fight you or I want to fuck you. It's never
there we
like.
go. There we go. Um, So I just feel like they don't really know like how do I navigate this.
Mhm.
I feel like sometimes the dynamic is different when it's like a gay man and like a straight woman or even like a lesbian woman. I feel like the dynamic can be a little different. But when it's like two gay men, I don't really know how about lesbians, like their friendships. We did watch the L Word, so that's something.
Shout out to
But
the L word.
but gay men, I feel like there's something there where it's like I don't really know how to navigate that relationship. Um, but yeah, I think it's interesting. Um, I again was this season a chop? I don't want to say that, but I do feel like I don't know. I feel like it just could have been better. I did really like the the showcasing of like the small towns in Florida, like the Edenville storyline. I thought that was cool. I actually really like how they kept going back to that. Like, and that was a part of Marlowe's story. Like, that's where she grew up. We saw her talk to her parents there. We saw her do the what was it, the Easter event um, that felt like the Fourth of July, but the Easter event on the South Side. I like that,
Yes.
and then we got some insight from Cali. Like I just like that, and I wanted more of that. I wanted more of like what is it like to be in the city of Orlando, and I feel like we just got like a lot of like he said she said drama.
Mhm.
So I think moving forward with Atlanta, I just hope we get some big personalities, and I hope they have things going on. You know,
Same.
you know. So and then
Same, baby.
Magic User said, we don't tend to have natural mentors and representatives to fulfill the growth like straight folks. That is also true. There's nobody really there to show us the way. And that's so unfortunate. Like, a lot of us don't have mentors. Some people are gay, or I was about to say, some people are gay enough. Some people are lucky enough to have gay dads and like I know being in like a house is a thing like if you're in ballroom that could be a way for that could be a way to be shown the way, but a lot of us don't have that, and so it's just like we have to navigate it on our own, and I feel like maybe Max is one of those people that never really knew how to navigate that, and it kind of comes out in him just worrying about himself and how people treat him, not really worrying about how he treats other people. So we'll see. Cali gonna come through and yell at them for some reason. I don't know. Talking about food and I mean they have been speaking on his name a lot. So for him to come, I think it might gag the girls because they've been throwing his name around a lot and talking about the pool party and all of that. So I'm curious as to what it's gonna give. Um,
About
screaming
to
in
come
that
through with
red
that tongue
dress.
ring and wreck shop.
You know what he was kind of giving?
What?
Deep cut, but he was kind of giving Ray and Scary Movie 2. Remember he had on that red dress?
About to get a poppin' with Tim Curry, baby.
Yo, we
My
starting to find out something. Saw that black man push
goodness.
them off fast as hell. Ooh,
You ain't shit
please let
for
me know if you know what I'm
that.
talking about. Scary Movie 2, one of my faves.
Oh my goodness.
In that red dress. But yeah, shout out to them. Um, and yeah,
Ooh.
we'll see where it's going. Shout out to everybody that came through for this live. We're gonna try to stop being so impromptu with the live, so you'll know when to expect us. We're really gonna try to gear up for Atlanta because we live for Atlanta. Um, well, Atlanta the last season kind of had it stressed out. So um,
It did. It was a lot going on that
we
goddamn
gonna
season.
yes, we're gonna have to prepare for that. But yes, be on the lookout for that. Um, and yeah, thank you for everybody for coming through. Um,
Yes.
I did want to highlight this last comment from a Messi user who's been eating this this live. They said, "I'm glad y'all brought that up. The chasing therapist needs to be on his line of voodoo." Yes, 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 yes. And I'm sorry, I don't really remember what happened with Imani Van Zap. Um, but I do wish she came back because I do feel like she was like a good aspect of chasing, and she had her foot on their neck, and
She
she was
did.
kind of acting as the audience, like she was giving like
Hmm.
opinions that a lot of people felt. So it's unfortunate they parted ways, but I do wish that they would bring back that element of the show.
Shout out to Auntie Imani Van Zant.
Yes, shout out to her.
And my
Yes,
girl Chocolate Beauty.
and Chocolate Beauty and Quinet's body sculpting. Yes,
You know what?
period,
On
period.
that note,
Um,
baby,
it's getting Carrie. Um, I'm Galen. This
I'm
has been
Troy.
chasing. Um, but yes, this has been chasing Orlando. Sorry, damn, chasing Orlando, episode 9 of season 2, part 1 of the or New Orleans trip. But yes, thank you all for coming through. Feel free to leave a like. Shout out to the people that are gonna watch this on the playback.
Yes.
Again, expect more from us. We're gonna try to get our shit together. But we some knucklehead ass bitches, so it's gonna take it's gonna take some time. But yeah, um, yeah. Have a good Friday. Be safe. Stay warm 'cause it's cold as
Yes.
hell.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Um,
Definitely stay
yes,
warm.
and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
Yes.
Have a great night, everybody.
Peace.